I think it still seeps into your subconscious. Like anything you ingest has an influence over you, and especially with, marriage rates declining, people struggling to get into marriage or, staying married. I think a lot of people's only examples are what show up on TV. And I think that if all of the examples that show up on TV are unhealthy examples, I think that's a really dangerous place, not only for people who grew up with other examples, but it does shift your mind towards what's considered the new normal. And I think that it's not just the younger generation, it's our generation, the older generation, that's looking at all of this and allowing it to digest and to kind of mold what reality looks like for people day to day.
One of the things that has also come in and destroyed black marriages, absolutely obliterated
The
with
media
the, with
in
the
general
image.
too, especially reality TV in that way.
It's
I agree.
definitely reality TV.
For sure.
Tell me why you think that.
The imagery. Everybody got to be a baller, boss babe. They doing all of this. They don't need a man. If they getting up there, they looking for a man, trying to find a man.
The way the women are treating each other. I mean, it's just
exactly all the fighting that
I just told y'all that's entertainment.
When I looked at some stuff with him, and I would say, because a lot of times we can't get past 1 or 2 episodes for shows that come out like, y'all serious with this, right? People don't live like that. People don't talk to each other like that.
Well, so it is entertainment. I do agree with you, but entertainment at this point is very much so a part of the community and the environment.
Because people want to imitate what they see.
Yep, and they see more of it than they probably see their
And
own parents.
when you consider it, most people growing up, they said like the best example of a father they saw was Bill Cosby, was Uncle Phil. Like sometimes entertainment gets truly integrated in your vision, is in your lifestyle and who you even want to be and how the family you want to create. So unfortunately, if those are not the examples, especially people who already got bad examples in their own households,
right.
If this is not what they're aspiring to be, the best relationship they see is the housewives. Because I mean, technically, it's a family. They rich, but all of this toxicity.
Now you got a paragraph that.
Okay,
you got a paragraph that.
They're rich.
Entertainment.
But this is now. That's.
All right, ladies, what do you think? So, reality TV has destroyed marriages. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Chanel, I'll let you go first.
I think reality TV has destroyed people in general. Probably the more of the younger generation coming up. When I was like a teenager, I used to watch reality TV, and going into my 20s, I realized like my attitude was just bad. How I dealt with people just got worse. So I took the initiative to stop watching reality TV. That's just my own personal thing, because I really do think it affects how people treat each other, how people speak to one another. So of course that's going to leak into your relationships. A lot of women on those shows talk reckless, like they have no problem calling other women out of their name, yelling at men, hitting men, like it goes crazy. And I think the younger generation coming up, they're doing those things on TikTok, online, and they have no problem with it. They don't see it as an issue. So I think it's just ruining us as people.
I would have to agree. Inaz, you got any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because reality TV is no longer reality TV, right? Like I'm sure when most of us were coming up, everything was more or less unscripted and, was a little bit more authentic. And so it's interesting to see now what's being labeled as reality TV. But in terms of it destroying marriages, I think whether you're watching it as entertainment or whether you're watching it as an example, I think it still seeps into your subconscious. Like anything you ingest has an influence over you, and especially with, marriage rates declining, people struggling to get into marriage or, staying married. I think a lot of people's only examples are what show up on TV. And I think that if all of the examples that show up on TV are unhealthy examples, I think that's a really dangerous place, not only for people who grew up with other examples, but it does shift your mind towards what's considered the new normal. And I think that it's not just the younger generation, it's our generation, the older generation, that's looking at all of this and allowing it to digest and to kind of mold what reality looks like for people day to day.
What did you grow up watching? Like, what were you ladies watching? Just curious. Growing up, as far as like, did you,
What
lady?
era are we talking?
I think you were about to say something.
I grew up watching like Bill Nye the Science Guy. I grew up watching like Reading Rainbow. I'm showing my age, but oh well. I grew up watching like Family Matters and Boy Meets World and what's the other one? Everywhere we go, everywhere we go. What's the name of that show again?
Is that Full House or am I getting
Full
that?
I
House.
know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name of it right now.
Full House. Yeah. In Living Color, The Cosbys. Yeah, like those shows. Like
So do you think that like the
the
reality TV has,
cartoons.
like what they're showing now, do you think that that's destroying marriages?
I feel like if the couples allow themselves to be influenced by what they're seeing on reality TV, then like I can't say that reality TV is, because reality TV is it's brought into our homes, but we choose to turn it on our TVs and to ingest it, right? And then we decide what we're going to take from it and apply to our lives. And we should also know as people whether or not we're capable of separating their reality from ours, because reality TV is the reality of those people that are characters on that show. And it doesn't have to be, you know, our reality. So I feel like the producers of the show are irresponsible with like those things, but I also feel like they do it for the sake of entertaining people. So I feel like the people that choose to take that entertainment and apply it to their lives are who destroying their marriages. I can't necessarily say that reality TV is doing that for us.
But don't you think if people are like watching certain things, like these teenagers maybe watching these things growing up, it's easy to affect their marriages and like how they, because this is what they're watching growing up. Like even teenagers, you're still a sponge, your frontal lobe is not fully developed, so things that you're watching, this may be normal to you, this may be reality to you. So Saida, did you have anything? What do you think?
Um, I mean, I think uh television in general, and I'm not gonna say just TV, because younger generations now deal with internet, which is pretty much the same, has damaged, a lot of their mentality. But I would say it's just the fact that we don't know how to control what the information that that we don't know how to process the information. We believe everything that we see when we shouldn't. We should question everything and investigate more. So I'm not just going to say reality TV, because you could be around the wrong people, and not watch TV. Nowadays is the internet. People believe that whatever they see, or the happy couples that they're sharing everything on the social media, that's what, that's what a happy couple is, when probably behind closed doors they are actually going through a lot. There's no perfect couples out there. So I think we cannot blame media. We cannot blame all these apps. It's us people. We don't know how to use them, because this is technology at the end of the day, and it has helped us to to benefit us in different ways. So I just feel like we don't know how to use them.
Yeah, we abuse it for sure.